Info video time. The footage you'll be seeing in the background is from a unpublished video where I played Prey Moon Crash without any commentary because it was getting late. So, um, first things first. The family member that has cancer is my grandma, and her chemotherapy will be starting next week, and it's gonna be a thing for 5 weeks. And supposedly, I'll be the one driving her to and from the hospital. So it's gonna be exhausting for her, for me, for everyone. Maybe even extra exhausting for me because she's prone to asking many questions, very often, repeatedly the same questions. I think we're kind of similar in that aspect, that we ask many questions. However, I don't ask them as nearly as often as she does. And although I do forget, I don't forget as quickly as she does. But hey, that's gonna come with age, I suppose. That said, I hate the idea of having to die at some point and getting old. But that aside, so it's gonna be exhausting for everyone. Maybe I'll be upset in the videos. Maybe I'll be, I don't know, emotionally tipped off or something. Yeah, it's just a word of warning ahead of time. Next thing, I probably won't ever again. I probably will because only a fool doesn't change their opinion. Unless there's no reason to change the opinion, like no evidence, no information, nothing. Being in an echo chamber won't get you anywhere a lot of the time, I think, when it comes to opinions and the like, and having valid points to change your opinion. So there are cases where it's not foolishness to not change your opinion. It's just the foolishness of the environment you're in that leads to you not having a reason to change your opinion. But then again, I'm not the one that would have the best arguments for that, and I could get lost in it. I'm re-recording this for the fourth time because I got lost in not what I wanted to say. I was trying to communicate it, but I don't think I communicated it well enough. So here it goes, probably hopefully in a much simpler form. So I probably won't ever again, even though I say I maybe will at some point, contact anyone whatsoever, join anyone's discords, at least any discords I don't know the owners of or what kind of people to and will I encounter in there. Because I join discords with no malicious intent. I just join them. I'm very opinionated, and that seems to be very unwelcome in today's day and age, and especially on some discords. So I got banned from the Discord of the Russian, Zumasev, for trying to tell him to open his eyes that the fake friendship with Azathan is not worth it. He permabanned me, telling me I'm toxic, but he would give Azathan chances over and over, even though he now shit talks him as well. I'm still permabanned. I had no malicious intent at that time. I just wanted to help. Because to me it seemed like he didn't know how to handle the situation. He just wanted it to resolve it on its own. I mean, he wanted the situation to fix itself. But it wasn't going to fix itself. It was only going to get worse for him, for his viewers, if it went Azathan's way. I think we can agree on that. For those of you, if you're watching this video and you know what I speak of. If you don't, well, this is my shortened version of it. And then I joined another Discord of Birgir Paul, or as the Americans would pronounce it, Burger Paul. And I thought we were getting along fine. If you have a look at that Heroes of the Storm video, there's nothing malicious going on, no ill intent, no trash talk between me and them. Between them, there is, but they know each other for a long time, so I was told. But not between me and them, which I approve of. I'm not that huge of a fan of trash talking. And there was one point where I tried to explain why do I behave the way I do when I send messages in the Discord. It's like, I don't know you, you don't know me, I don't know anything about you other than some public information like what's your name, what's your Discord name, etc. So I end up assuming a lot of the time because that's all I can do because I don't have any information. And that was perceived by them as a debacle, or so one of the duo would say. After that happened, I lost my rank that I got like a few days ago when I first joined the Discord, and I was sort of banned until I either subscribed to his Twitch account or become a regular. And I was watching the streams, I was there chatting. I guess not enough. And I was banned from, hypothetically banned from the voice chat and playing Heroes of the Storm with them. Which is the reason why I initially wanted to join the Discord, to play the games with them, It's like I used to watch videos from Burger Paul when I was much younger. I had fun, it was good fun. And I just wanted to find out more about him. I watched some of their vlogs, some of their info videos, some of their older videos. But it's not the same as talking to someone in person. Asking them and being there with them, playing with them, etc. And at some point, after that quote-unquote debacle in me explaining why do I act and behave the way I do, there was an already ongoing discussion. It had only like 4 or 5 sentences long of an exchange. Only like 4 or 5 sentences were said. It was a back and forth between two members of the Discord that know each other. And it was about loot boxes in games, microtransactions. And I thought that I could join in, and I said, I hate loot boxes in paid games. In free games, I don't mind them. I like them to some degree. And later, when I was asking that question again, because it was getting heated, the argument, I also added that my personal opinion is that I don't mind them in free games, but objectively, I think they are a massive problem, because they can induce gambling, and there's evidence, not just suggesting, but proving that is the case. And it got to a point where there were two originally arguing the back and forth of the 4 to 5 sentences. So it wasn't much of an arguing, but, whatever. And I took to responding to questions of, or like arguments of one of the two. And I hate arguing with more people at the same time. Because as someone in that Discord from where I got banned eventually would say, it feels unfair, and I tend to feel like I'm left out, or as the term is for such a thing, ostracized, I think. So I think I subconsciously just tuned out of what the other of the two was saying. I just kept on arguing this back and forth with the first out of those two. Then when we were done, we reached some point, not satisfactory whatsoever. I noticed that he's like writing angry things towards me. I'm like, what? Wait, hold on, what happened? And I found out that, yeah, he was writing things to me, and he wanted answers. But he didn't tag me, he didn't do whatsoever, so I was, like, at the moment, I noticed he sent something. I didn't read it, though, because he didn't tag anyone. So I thought, maybe he's sending something more to the other guy, even though they know each other for a very long while. They're good friends. Maybe they haven't treaded upon this discussion ground yet. That was my logic. So fast forward, and he's really angry at me, and he's saying if I recall, like purposely ignored what he wrote, and I just explained that that wasn't the case. Anyway, So I start paying attention to him, and the argument gets to a point where I think, and I feel like he's trying to get me to say something I don't believe in, and it's just something he wants me to say. Because as I initially said, I think loot boxes in free games aren't a problem. In paid games, they definitely are. And objectively, they are a massive problem regardless of what I think of them. Because I don't have to, um, regardless of my opinion, regardless of my opinion, I can still step away and evaluate something as if I had no opinion towards it, but new information about it, etc. It's like, look, I don't have to um, be experiencing I don't know what. Uh, what could be a good example? Like, there's many, but I don't. But some of them are quite drastical. But I think they will illustrate the point well. Okay, I don't have to experience a depression-induced suicide to be able to say that's bad, and it shouldn't be happening. You know, I think, as I said, it's a corner example, but I think it illustrates my point very well. And so that's what I called my personal opinion, that I don't mind them in free games, the loot boxes, and then the objective where I said I think they're a problem regardless of what I think of them. And with what's been happening in recent days and weeks, I think we can universally agree on that, with governments questioning the companies which piloted these loot boxes and keep on insisting. And they keep on cracking down on loot boxes, at least in paid games, because free games, I think that's a very huge market of free games that have microtransactions, and especially loot boxes that would be much more resource consuming. I think that they're relying on, if they make an example out of EA and of Epic Store, that maybe other companies will follow suit and like adjust their loot boxes or something. Well, whatever, I digress. It eventually ended with me telling that someone who was angry at me because I, in his opinion, purposefully ignored him for a long while. What did I just say? Before the long while? It ended with me... Yeah, it ended with me saying to him, I think you're just trying to get me to say something I don't believe in because you want to hear it. And because the argument at one point got to a scenario where he said the loot boxes aren't the problem, it's the way they're implemented. And I said no. So he said, okay, instead of many loot boxes, let's say you have one, which unlocks everything, and the things that get unlocked are presented to you in a way, whichever way you see fit. I said, okay, one loot box unlocks everything. Let's say it is presented to me via trailers. You know, trailers where some of the stuff gets shown and other doesn't, so that I can figure it out for my own. Because we didn't even establish what kind of game it was for, what would be in the unlocked things, so I thought to myself, hey, how about weapons in a shooter game? You know, or like DLC missions in a strategy game, you know, something of that sort. And I said to him, okay, well, that's a DLC or a season pass, because really, if you pay for a DLC or a season pass, you're paying for something to unlock everything else. It's like, what else is a season pass for? To unlock everything. What else is a DLC for? Not really to unlock everything, but a DLC, I think there are games where you can either spend game time to unlock things, or you can pay for a DLC quote-unquote package to unlock everything that you're missing. So, you know, it also unlocks everything in a sense. And, that's when he got real angry and told me that apparently one of the Icelandic duo of the Birgirpal wanted to permaban me much earlier. I didn't know why. I tried to reach out to some of the members of the Discord. They didn't accept my friend request because I don't share a server with them. I can't message them. I visited the stream. I'm permabanned. So, as I said, all I can do is assume because I don't know them. So I only assume that I got banned because I'm opinionated and they didn't like my way of arguing and what I believe in. Well, So that's a huge, not really a segue, but that's a huge chunk of information that could have been narrowed down quite literally into I got burned way too many times for my liking, and as such, I'm not gonna put up with this anymore. Where I feel like I just become punching bag for someone because they've had a bad day, and if I dare retaliate, well, that's it, you crossed the line, motherfucker. Well, fine, I'm just not gonna go into any other discourse anymore. Especially those where I feel like we might get along, and then in the end it always ends up being we're definitely not gonna get along. So that's that. And last thing, what was it? Oh yeah, I posted some posts on my community page like last month or earlier this month, I don't know, that all the entirety of my studies throughout the course of this year, this academic year, not calendar year, but academic, which also goes into the previous year, or like it starts previous, whatever, just the academic year. You can Google what that is. I'm otherwise gonna get lost if I try to explain it, and I would hate that because I got lost 4 times already. I'm re-recording this for the 5th time. Or 4th. I don't know. I'm already getting lost a bit, so better close it off quickly. And I thought that was my initial try, but I completely forgot that I've only had 2 tries on the test. I failed the second. And when I say second, that means that I have a third one, which is happening in 2 months and a week from now on. So if I manage to pass that, then all is salvaged, and well, not really, because I'll still have some leftover subjects, but it wouldn't have been in vain, So maybe things are not as bad as they seem, although they certainly aren't what I would have hoped for. Viewership dropped by a lot, but that's, I think, because, hey, another delay. That was the first time I think I found it outside of a special animated drop. So I forgot where I was. Yeah, viewership dropped, but I think that's because I really slowed down the video uploading rate because I was busy, and I was feeling extra shit. I often wouldn't sleep, wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink. I would just learn for like 4 hours, then pause to play something, then learn again until I got tired. Then I would go to sleep. Then I would wake up in like an hour because I couldn't sleep anymore, and repeat, and I would feel extra shit. So I didn't feel like making videos in the past months, but now that I'm at home, I theoretically should already start learning, even though it's 2 months and a week away. But I can afford theoretically, but I really can't afford to fail the test for the 3rd time. Yeah, so now that's me rambling, and I think that's about everything I wanted to talk about. Why did I talk about the Birgir Paul thing is because just like with Zoom SF, which I in the end didn't talk about because at the time I had other concerns, is I just, as I said, I think I said it earlier in this video, that I just want to talk about things because I can talk about it with my friends, with my family, but it's not the same. They won't understand like you might if I explain the situation. At least in my view of it, my side of it. So now that it's out, if I'm gonna upload it and publish it, I think I'm gonna feel better. And you're gonna be better informed, at least when it comes to my side of things. Because I want to be transparent. I'll never be transparent on some things because I think it's too intimate. And I don't think you would expect me to share such information either. an example, like what porn do I watch in free time. I'm never gonna share that, but I'm gonna be transparent on things that I think are important because they affect my mood and why I, for example, won't sometimes record or sometimes produce many videos like this. This isn't something usual. I only do these every once in a while. So to end on a more positive note, fuck Windows. Fuck them. Because yesterday I wanted to record. I had to do not like, I had to do 1, 4, 6 retries. I thought the 6th one on recording this very video was the final one. Then I figured that the microphone was Windows toyed around with it because of an update that happened overnight. Not even a notification when I then logged in. You know, obviously I could have checked the Windows version, but fuck if I remember the previous number. I never checked that. So while I was then trying to figure out why is everything screwed, and was slowly coming to the conclusion of the Windows update being the reason behind that, well, when I found out that the microphone was really low and the audio on my end really amplified, I felt like I was gonna turn deaf. It's like I wanted to watch the rest of the video that I turned on before I went to sleep. As I was putting my headphones on, it was, well, my head was trying to process the decibels as I was turning deaf. It was really loud, and that's when I found out. I digress. Fuck Windows. These updates are stupid. At least some sort of, pop-up. It's like a new update was applied. Make sure to check your things. As simple as that. There I found the item I was looking for, the anti-rad. So that's a spoiler if you'll be watching that Prey video. I will find it in the end and escape. Shit, you didn't know I was gonna escape. Well, fuck. Okay, fine, I spoiled my own content. It's not like anyone watches these Prey videos anyway. Even though I think Prey Moon Crash is amazing. And on absolutely final note, fuck. Which window is it? This? No. Fuck this, okay? Oh, you can't see it. Now you can. Fuck this, okay? I recently reinstalled it. I thought I would get into a match, play this, because I want to play the clown. I clicked find match. Sorry. Pre-picked the hero I wanted to play. Then when it was my turn to pick, I went off to the bathroom thinking that I pre-picked the hero, so it's gonna lock it in for me, right? No. It's like, it's counterintuitive, okay? I went through the tutorials when I reinstalled the game, because I left it because it became a power trip fantasy. 1v5s are on the regular, 1v3s are on the regular. Power spikes, one-hitting enemies, two-hitting enemies is not that uncommon. I fucking hated that. So anyway, I went through the tutorials to get up to speed with all the turret plating and whatever else. It's like, okay, some of the heroes had their mechanics adjusted, their kits changed. That's like, that's fine, okay. But there's no tutorial on how the fucking matchmaking changed. It's like, well, cool, I guess. Whatever. Alright. So, I'll see you in the next one. And, yeah, that's about it. Bye.